tuned in to the one and only show, bringing you entertainment stories shaken, stirred with a little sass and a twist of lime. It's Northwest Nightcap with K-Cee Deeva, y'all. Don't miss it.
What up, peeps? It's your girl K-Cee Deeva back for another one. How's everybody doing out there tonight? We are here and we got a lot to catch up on. Man, it's only been a month, but I guess January was a long month. I guess it is a long month, right? Am I tripping? It seems like it's been forever.
Felt long to me.
Yeah. Like, I hope February flies by, but it's a short month. So, okay, hold on. We got one more person to add here. There he is. We can't really get started without our superstar, Mr. K-Cee Kirk Clayton.
Well, look what the wind done blew in.
I've been having all kind of issues over here.
Hey, you guys been having that big storm over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wifey's been dealing with it. I just got back today, so.
Okay, so
You've been out of the house since Monday.
So you had to travel in it though, right? Because that sounds scary.
Well,
turbulent.
I was in Chicago.
Oh, okay. They got snow, right?
Yes, they have snow and freeze. It's like the high one day was like 5.
What? Wait, what?
The high one day was 5, and the low with the wind chill and everything was like -7.
I've never heard of that before. That's crazy.
Hey, that's like normal up there.
Oh my goodness.
And
thank you.
They just walking around like,
right. They just bundled up like any other day.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, all my peeps, to another edition of Northwest Nightcap. I'm K-Cee Deeva, and we do these every first Thursday of the month, where I get together with my peeps, my family here, and we talk all things entertainment and current events, what's been going on around the world. So let's do some introductions first. Ladies first, of course. To my right, bottom right screen, bottom left if you're watching, Miss Princess Robin. Hello, Princess Robin.
Hello.
Good to see you, as always.
Always a pleasure. Stop poking me. Stop poking me.
Hey, I'll put you two in the corner. And to her left, who poking her, giving her jabs over there, her hubby, Mr. K-Cee Clayton.
What's up? Yes, we're married to each other.
Yes.
That's why
I got it right this time. I said her hubby. Yes, they are married to each other, and they are joining us all the way from Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey.
Yes. One of my favorite places to visit and eat. And
also this week at Iceland.
Iceland, right? Man, I think I'll pass on that. I'll come when it's sunny.
That'll be tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
It doesn't last long here, you know.
And last but certainly not least, Mr. Anthony Adams.
Hey, what's happening?
Bro,
hey, y'all.
What's happening,
What
Anthony?
up, big bro? What's happening?
I told Anthony I was gonna tell him when I saw you guys the other day. So we met for lunch and I saw him walking and I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that walk. That's the walk he did in the suit as the most important man in Memphis when we were there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he didn't have a suit on this time.
Well, so what happened was I have a brown bomber jacket and I got it as a birthday gift, and I had on some because it was cold but it was sunny, so I had on some shades, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna play it cool on a nice little Sunday. So I walked one hand in the pocket and just strolled on as we met up for lunch and everything.
Yeah. Were you listening to like Superfly or something like that while you was walking?
I heard the music.
No, actually, I was listening to Walk On By.
Oh my goodness!
To Walk On By Isaac.
Well, he's in the Cadillac, that spinning Cadillac that we saw in Stacks.
Isaac Hayes' Cadillac.
All right, peeps. Let's jump on into some of these stories because there's a lot to cover tonight. First, let's start off with some sad news. Lisa Marie Presley passed away. And you know what's crazy is, had I heard this prior to coming to Memphis and visiting Graceland and seeing her mom Priscilla in person, you know, at the Hall of Fame event, I would have been like, "Oh, that's sad. That's too bad," you know. But it hit a little different. It hit a little different. It was like,
yeah,
you know, I felt, you know, felt some kind of way, you know, like wow. But yeah, she passed away. She was 54. It came out a few days later that looked like she might have been doing some more, kind of back into some opioids and some other things, you know, that, you know, could have led to her cardiac arrest. But you know, what's sad to me about this, saddest to me, even, you know, beyond her passing, is I feel like she died of a broken heart. She really hadn't gotten over her son's death. You know, he passed away in 2020. You know, suicide, and you know, friends and family, you know, were saying that you know, she died of a broken heart. You know, she really was struggling with that. She's really close to her kids, so. But as usual, I, you know, was doing some perusing today online, and only a few days after, the feud has already started about, you know, the money, right? Whenever you have somebody that famous, you know, and that much money involved, there's going to be feuds and such. And so the latest is that Priscilla, you know, filed in Los Angeles Superior Court last week. So there's a document that came out in 2016 as an amendment to Lisa Marie's will. And instead of having her mom and her manager, who were originally trustees of the estate, she replaced their names with her two children. The one son that passed away, Benjamin, and her daughter Riley. And so, yeah. So here we are, kind of like with the Michael Jackson estate. You know, we have that much money and power and fame and all the things. It's unfortunate, but it gets a little messy.
Yep. That's what happens when you.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm glad I'm broke.
Right. You know, I think I could make it work. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind being rich. I wouldn't mind having all that money.
Well, like Biggie said, more money, more problems sometimes. You know.
This is true. This is very true. Very true. So yeah, just had to report on that. Sad story. Hopefully they will work everything out, and maybe everybody can have a little something, you know. All right, next up, Beyonce, Queen Bey, announced her 2023 Renaissance tour. Have any of you seen Beyonce in concert? I haven't. I never have. No.
Not fully. No.
Have you met her, K-Cee?
Actually, I met her like early on in her career, and her dad and I, Matthew, we were on several Grammy committees.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he had to remind me, and he thanked me and, you know, some of the other guys, because I was with the Barcades. I was musical director for the Barcades, and I'll never forget, we were actually in Cincinnati, and they used to do these family reunion concerts, and Robert Townsend was the host.
Oh, Robert Townsend.
And we were the headliners of it. It was like a daytime event, and you know, and the show was running long, right? And we had got there because we did another event earlier that day. We just got there, and so they were like, okay, well, the Barcades are here, so we just got to go ahead and get them on. And Matthew, they were like, well, man, you know, our girls hadn't performed, you know, and this is like when they were just starting out.
Just starting out, yeah.
Just starting out. They were like,
That's fine.
yeah. So I'm like, okay. They're like, wait, we're just doing a track show. We just need 10. We just need 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, and I'm like, well, we still got to set up. Let them go. I'm like, do y'all need the whole stage? He's like, no, we just need the front of the stage. I'm like, well, fine. We'll just look. We got to set up anyway. Let them perform while we're setting up.
Aww.
We're good. And he never forgot that.
That's nice.
Because that's when they had just came out. They were called Destiny's Child, and they had their song No 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 No.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did Bills also, but those songs wasn't hits yet. It was kind of like promoting themselves and stuff. And actually, our guitarist Tony Gentry took a picture of them after the show. With them after the show, and they were all the cool. But he never forgot that, and for years, he remembered, that we basically helped launch, the whole Destiny Child.
Look at that. Kirk Clayton is responsible for every music professional's career.
Okay.
Beyonce opened up for Kirk Clayton.
Beyonce, you know what?
It was Destiny's Child. But I did.
Hey, that's a Clinton neighbor moment.
Yeah, but
she opened up for you.
Yeah,
right.
I did a couple of sessions at their studio down in Houston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think that's what a cool story. Like, because you guys could have been like, okay, yeah, kids, get out of the way. We got to see, Well, so that
was trying to do that. The promoter okay, we're like, dude, we're not even set up yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're good.
Yeah.
It ain't no, it's no biggie off us. We still got to set up.
Right.
It's all good.
Right. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna see Bad because her tickets. Listen, I like her and all, but as I saw these ticket prices, and people online talking about how expensive they were, and they didn't care, they were gonna go, I commented and I said the only person I would pay that much money to see, Anthony, you know who?
Oh yeah, Michael. He ain't even here no more.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would have paid something crazy to see Michael Jackson, but not Beyonce. Not Beyonce.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I've actually, this is a true story. I actually had a coworker one time pull money out of their 401k to go see Beyonce last time she came here.
No.
How expensive are the tickets?
Well, they range, and it depends on the city you're in too, right? So let's see. Well, I'll put it this way. I saw tickets as low as 200.
Is 200 or 5,000?
I saw two. Well, wait, hold on. Let me see.
No, 200.
Yeah, 200. But keep in mind, you probably sitting behind the stadium somewhere. I don't know. And as high for VIP tickets, as high as 6,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and everywhere she's playing, she's only playing like stadium type.
Right.
And here's the kicker about those VIP tickets. I don't even think you get a chance to even meet Beyonce.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like oh shoot, I just closed it. But it was like we get one ticket, you get like a parking pass, you get a souvenir book thing, and something else. But there was no meeting Beyonce. At least I didn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, some of the tickets are. I mean, $200 is not bad.
Well, that's
and the nosebleed.
Yeah, exactly, and that depends on where you are too.
$200 is not good for a nosebleed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say
in a stadium.
That's not even nosebleed. That's the bar across the street.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Think about a stadium, though, right? Like, look at Quest Field. If you're way in the top of Quest Field, those are probably $200 seats, and then the further down you get. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure binoculars will help up there.
This is how you do that. You wait until she comes to a city near you, and one of your friends, trust me, somebody's going to be there that's a Facebook friend of yours. They're going to be streaming it alive.
Right. There you go.
Thank you.
The sound might be a little jacked up, but at least You'll see the whole show.
You'll see the whole entire show. I'm sorry. I like you, Beyonce, but I am not trying to pay those prices. But the 500 that you said, New York. I mean, because Madison Square Garden, and so it really depends on the venue and where you are. And then she's also going to she's doing some arena shows in Europe. She's going to launch in Stockholm May 10th. So they said stadium and arena shows. Yeah. So
I ain't mad at her,
I am not mad. She just went to Dubai and made I forget what the dollar amount was, but it was like
20
million. No, 20,000, I mean.
No, it was 25 million.
25 million? Million? So it was million. I was like, somebody made that up. There's no way.
No, they paid her. Yeah, because
wow.
It was the opening of a new resort, a casino there.
Right.
And so it was a one-time performance situation. And they paid her 25 million.
I saw 25. I thought it was 20 million. And I was like, nah, I read that wrong. It must have been 1,000.
Nah.
I'm in the wrong profession.
I know.
I wish I had started singing when I was little. Princess. I mean, we should have started a music group. Too bad we didn't meet younger.
Hey, listen.
We can shake our tails and get some songs together.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. I mean,
next time
I was gonna
we're
say
together,
for 10 million, the four of us could start a backyard boogie band.
Oh,
right. And K-Cee is the launcher of all music careers.
Right.
We already got it in.
We already got a superstar producer. We're set. Just put some auto-tune and throw some auto-tune on my voice. I'll be good.
We are going for it.
Yeah, Diva, we can get your brother to rap because they're going to think we got Snoop Dogg on the record.
Right.
We got to play it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I need that 25 mil. Okay. Speaking of performances, I'm really excited about Super Bowl halftime this year because it's Rihanna. I love Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yes. And I couldn't remember. Has she performed before at halftime? No, I don't. I think this is the first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very excited.
She actually turned it down before.
She turned it down before.
Yeah, she turned it down.
I didn't know that. You know why?
That was the year it was in Atlanta, and a lot of the R&B acts and stuff, because they were protesting, Kaepernick.
Oh, I forgot about.
So a lot of and the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, and they were trying to get a lot of R&B, Jermaine Dupri and all of them, and they were turning down performance. Because it's kind of boycotting. And actually, it was kind of like a situation where they felt a little betrayed because Jay-Z was the main one was saying, hey, we need to, not perform at the Super Bowl. And then he ends up becoming the entertainment promoter.
Right.
So right. So now we followed your lead and didn't perform. And then you come behind us after this and strike a deal with the NFL to where you book all the talent.
I remember that now. I didn't know Rihanna was one of the people that turned it down, but I remember this whole thing.
Outkast, everybody was.
And I remember people being super pissed off at Jay-Z because it was like, you led the charge, so you did that so you could slide in and do your deal and
Yeah, and in fact, he kind of they were really pissed off because even after he did that, and in the meeting with the commissioner, if you recall, he was kind of downplaying, Kaepernick kneeling. He's like, okay, yeah, okay, he kneels, so we're beyond that now. It's like no, that is the issue. You know, you're trying to say you're beyond it because you're trying to make your money. A a lot of people, you know, kind of felt like he kind of sold out a lot of the black artists and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to play devil's advocate on that though, because I remember also some people saying, well, I mean, maybe the opportunity, sometimes things happen out of your control. Maybe the opportunity came after all this happened. And would you turn down a deal like that? Princess, what do you think? Do you think he was just was it kind of a plan, underhanded plan? Or do you think that, okay, maybe business is business? Why would he turn down a good opportunity?
I think, both things come to play. Actually, I mean, it could be that deal came up, an opportunity. But if he was the one who was leading the charge for the boycotting, then by principle, it's a little bit shady. And turn around and be like, actually, I'm gonna take this opportunity because, it's like boycott unless the deal is too good.
Unless I'm gonna make some $1 billion on it. Yeah.
Defeating the message.
Yeah. Anthony, what do you think?
Well, I do remember that. And one thing I remember too is that one thing that people tend to forget is that in that meeting with the commissioner, that happened in Jay-Z's office. They went to him.
Exactly.
Okay, look, how do we fix the situation?
Right.
And not only that, when he said the whole downplaying the kneeling, he said, one thing people he said in the meeting too is, I want the players to keep kneeling. He said, but now it's about action and what we can do to move forward. And he did end up getting Kaepernick a tryout with the NFL, but then there was a controversy that followed that.
Yeah,
so
I remember
it's
that.
like Jay-Z was like, I did everything I could do, to help to do this. They came to me. This is what we wanted. We wanted the NFL to come to us. They've done that. So now it's time for us to, we can't say we want change, but then it's like we don't do anything when they want to come to us and say, okay, we're ready to make change.
Right. Yeah, I remember feeling like shady. I was trying to understand what he was saying from a business standpoint, but like Princess said, I still was like, yeah, okay. So you tried to get him back in the NFL. Kind of everything to me happened after the fact, So
yeah,
I mean,
it's just a mere fact that he was the one that was calling all the artists to say we need to boycott.
Right.
We need to, but at the same time, he didn't call all those artists back and say, hey, I'm striking a deal.
That's true.
And unfortunately, that's been a lot of people say that's been kind of like a pattern with Jay in the past, because years before that, when he and Dame Dash had their label, right? And actually they were being told to sell the label. And so Dame was kind of like following Jay's lead on it. Say, okay, well, no, we're not going to take this deal over here. So he held out. But then Jay-Z actually went back behind Dame Dash and then became, partners. So it's like, that's because, they were business partners, with Rockefeller and Rocker World, and everything. And they fell out because Dame is actually the one that kind of put Jay-Z on. He's the one that signed Jay-Z and all this and taught him the business. And he's like, and I treated him like a brother. And then he came behind me and stabbed me in the back.
Okay, so there's clearly a pattern here. Well, that's too bad. So
business.
What did you say?
Nothing personal, it's business.
It's business.
Yeah.
That's why they say entertainment business is not for the faint of heart. So in pre-halftime lineup, we have Cheryl Lee Ralph. Cheryl Lee, ever since she won that Emmy, boy, she's just been on fire. Like, and this, I love her. She's been in the game a long time. And I'm like, wow. I mean, like, I think she's 60. I think she's 60 now. And she just now really be kind of getting her flowers and getting her notoriety, and just showed you like how long it takes, how long you got to be in it. So Shirley Ralph, Chris Stapleton, and Babyface are going to be pre-show performers. Now, I remember Anthony, you and I were talking about this, because Shirley Ralph is going to sing "Lift Every Voice," and you had kind of an issue with that.
Yeah,
talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like it's pandering, and here's the reason why. As many times as the Super Bowl has happened in February, they've never played Lift Every Voice. They played Lift Every Voice one time, and that was during the season opener in 2020 because of all the protests that were going on and the BLM movement. Okay, great. But as far as I know, they haven't played it since. So it's like they played it last year. Did they play the Super Bowl or did they play the season opener?
Last year. Mary sung it.
Oh, really? Super Bowl? I missed the beginning last week.
Yeah, before the Super Bowl started, Mary sung it before they did the national anthem. Mary sung it. In fact, but they, in fact, the way they said it, they were like right outside of the stadium, and they had like an orchestra and stuff, and they did Lift Every Voice.
Okay, so maybe that's a new thing they're doing now.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, then I was wrong. I learn something new every day, but it's just like I haven't heard them announce this at all prior to this. I didn't even know Mary sang last year. But on top of that, why is this being sung outside? Put them in the stadium where the anthem's going to be sung at too. That the Black that Lift Every Voice is right up there with the national anthem. So don't.
Where's the, what is it a setup thing? Like, I mean, do they have? I mean, because they got to set up for the halftime show and have that ready, and then set up for the anthem. Was there no room, or how does that work? I don't know how that works.
It's like a stage, because they had like several stages like all around, because even then they had like like I said, some of the pre-performances that were like in the vicinity of because last year it was in LA, and so they had like stages all around the stadium for different performances and stuff like that. And I think, the backdrop was like really, really beautiful, but I agree, with what Anthony's saying. It's like, okay, if you're going to do the national, anthem, if you're going, whether it's the national anthem or the Black national anthem, that should be in the stadium. If it's going to be a part of it, whatever, let it, still have that exact same effect to where inside the stadium, because by it being outside the stadium, although it might have been on the jumbotron, it's a different effect than if it's on, at the 50-yard line and everyone has to actually see it.
Right. That's a good point. Well, it'll be interesting to see where they have it this year. I will definitely be watching. Had I known Mary was doing it last year, I would have watched, but I was only interested in halftime as usual.
It was
rarely do I watch the entire game unless the Seahawks are playing. But okay, we're just keeping it rolling with music because Michael Jackson, they're doing a new biopic called Michael. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, oh, here we go. There's another biopic. It's going to be the same old. There was the one with Flex. What's his face? Dear Lord, that was.
Oh my God! I forgot about that one, boy. Oh my God!
There have been so many memes about that one. It is like
I even forgot about that one.
I blocked that out of my memory.
He probably was like, I hope people just forget all about that. I mean, that was just god awful. Yeah. And then there was another one. Oh gosh, something Neverland. I can't remember the full title, but it was from one of his bodyguards' point of view. That one was actually pretty decent. That was actually pretty good. Nothing beats the 4-part series about the family. Yeah, that one, I love that one. But this one might be interesting because it's actually his nephew, Jafar Jackson, who is Jermaine Jackson's son, is going to be playing him. And he he's a Jackson, right? He's got those features. He looks the nose and the eyebrows and everything.
Which nose does he have?
Which what?
Which nose does he have?
Off the wall.
I didn't know somebody was gonna go there. I say, who's it gonna be? I thought it was gonna be K-Cee.
Nose, I couldn't pass that up. Which one?
Wait a minute.
He's got the "You Are Not Alone" nose.
No, they have a picture of him side by side, and it's funny because I'm sure they did this on purpose. It's Michael Jackson, the Beat It nose. Okay, it wasn't quite as small and pointy as it ended up. And he looks really close to him, hair and everything in this picture. The Beat It, just think about Beat It era. But yeah, I'm excited. The family's backing it up. They even had a clip on Instagram the other day. He was singing another song, and I swear he sounded just like Michael. I think it's gonna be pretty good. So I'm excited. Let's see. Directed by Antoine Fuqua. Graham King, who produced Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
What? Oh, yeah. So
that means this is gonna be done tastefully.
It's gonna be done tastefully. I think it's get done really well. And the family, Michael's family, has already said, hey, we're excited about it. We're behind it 100%. I think it's gonna be good. Michael's son Prince was just raving about his cousin, and he's like, I know he's gonna do right by my dad. I'm really excited. So I can't wait. It doesn't say when it's gonna come out yet. So yeah.
It's gonna probably be another year.
At least another year, probably. But let me ask you like this. Are these kind of burnout? Okay, so we've seen a 1,000 Michael Jackson ones, 1,000 Elvis ones. Although the most recent Elvis movie I thought was really good. I feel like it's the best one I've seen. And I got a little crush on the actor that played him. But I thought it was really well done. Tom Hanks was amazing in it. It was from the viewpoint of Elvis's cricket manager. And Tom Hanks did a phenomenal job. But we've seen TLC, we've seen Aaliyah. There's been so many of them. Whitney, there's the recent Whitney one just came out. Was that last year? Whitney movie, like in December, I think.
And Robin's favorite, the DeBarge story.
The DeBarge story. With that was the one with the bad wigs, the Bobby DeBarge one.
Yeah.
He had that awful.
All bad. That one was terrible.
That one was terrible.
Terrible.
Oh man! Now why hasn't
there been
Why hasn't there been a Prince one? That's what I want to know.
Because
what's up with that?
They can't do it without the licensing. And Prince, and the state, any of these situations, you still got to get approval,
right?
And even if they did it, it wouldn't be licensed and approved by the state, because you still have to be able to get permission to use their catalog, unless you're gonna be doing some stuff that was not in their catalog,
Because didn't the TLC documentary, I think, get in trouble with, like, I think Pebble sued or something, or was gonna sue?
Pebble sued.
Right.
She sued them, and she sued Viacom.
Okay.
It's called TLC: A True Story.
And
first and foremost, they never got her permission to use her likeness. At the same time, she filed as if, and she also filed a claim for defamation of character, because they tried to make it look as if she tried to cheat them out of stuff.
Yeah.
Did not,
Well, but that has been the rumor for years. So somebody started that rumor. I don't know if it was them or not, but that she cheated them, and so you got to be careful. You can't just go willy-nilly creating these documentaries about folks. But my thing is, like I said, Lifetime, we've seen 1,001 of them, and cheesy. Now I will say, I like the New Edition one, and I like the Bobby Brown one.
Yeah.
Right, Princess. Now those two were
Yes!
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Very
I
well
watch
done.
it every time it comes.
Me too. Every time it comes on, I watch it again. I'm like, I should just record it, right? I might as well just record it.
Also, the Temptation one.
The Temptations, yes. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one. There's been some good ones, but I'm the ones that they keep redoing. Like I said, Whitney. They keep redoing Whitney, and they keep redoing Michael, and I don't know. I just but I've always been curious. Why hasn't there been a Prince one? Nobody has done Prince, but now we know.
Yeah. The state won't allow it. It's just like by law, like no one can. You cannot even sample his work and use it because it's never approved. His estate will never approve.
Mm-hmm.
Notice nobody's ever used a Prince sample in any of it because he's never want to ever sample his work.
Well, and what's funny? Knowing Prince, I'm sure he had it written somewhere, probably in his will. Like, when I'm gone, nobody's doing any cheesy biopics of me.
Yeah.
I can see him doing that. Like, nope. Okay. Well, I am definitely excited about the Michael one. I will be tuning in for that. It'll probably be, I don't know if it's going to be a made for TV movie or it's going to be like a, theater movie, probably a theater movie. But we'll see. I'm very excited. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, we got to talk about Amy Robach and TJ Holmes. Because I'm sorry, this just tickles me to no end. Because it's just kind of silly for one, and like, did they think they wouldn't get caught? I mean, it's almost like they wanted to get caught. I almost feel like at some point they got kind of careless. Of course, there's more stories that come out. Now staff is talking, and we kind of knew something, or and some people are saying that TJ is a little difficult to work with at times and things. It's just funny all the stories that have unfolded now. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because now we've seen that they finally decided to release them. Good Morning America. It was like, okay, this is too much controversy. They try to be kind of an keep their nose clean kind of organization, if you will. They finally let them both go. I decided it was best for everybody. I don't even know how to feel about this one. On one hand, I'm feeling like I kind of get it because it's bringing some negative press, to the organization. Both esteemed, good journalists, good at what they do. People are human. They get caught up. They make mistakes. Not that it was right, but I don't know. I'll start with Anthony. Do you think that was the right move to let them go? Or I mean, should it have been maybe one of them? Like one of you got to go.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's the ultimate don't use the restroom where you eat type deals. I'm saying that cleanly.
That's so polite, Anthony.
Yeah, keeping it light. Yeah, no.
Don't crap where you eat.
But also, I don't think it's fair because if you can move that Brian, I forget what his last name is, from the primary news when he lied about a story to MSNBC, why can't you move these guys to like a sister station of yours or move them to like the online only department? Because there is a news streaming service. I mean, both of them are, like you said, are esteemed journalists, and they will bounce back, I'm sure, at some point. They'll get jobs. So I'm not too worried about them. But again, it's just, I think they probably could have maybe I guess you could say maybe like, downgraded them to like a level of news. Like, okay, you're not going to be on this news anymore. We're going to put you down here. We're going to move you over to our 24-hour news streaming service. They could or put them on desk duty.
I think though at their level of, I mean, they're anchors, right? Like at their level, you can't just be like, okay, we're putting you back on the rip the copy for the, that's not gonna fly. That's just not gonna fly. I mean, they're making way too much money. They've got to, Princess, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought it was a pretty interesting situation, mostly because of, like the scandal of, oh, they're both married to other people and all the other stuff. And then I just kind of whatever, because people hook up. You've heard me say it before. Don't hook up with the people you work with. Just don't. But
it's bad.
They're still together. I mean, on the one hand, people know that you tend to be drawn to the folks that you're around all the time. And, it just goes to show, people, the whole attraction thing. That's why folks don't trust people that work together. But at the same time, it does, I can see where it's drawing the wrong kind of attention to the show. Yeah. So that would be an unfortunate consequence, but I could understand why, like it's a distraction from the show. If I put it in that perspective in my head, then it makes sense. Otherwise, I'm like, I don't care. It's their personal life. It might be a bad decision.
Yeah.
But it's working out for them. And, as long as they don't feel like they're harassing each other, whatever. I don't think they could have, let one of them go. Yeah. How do you decide who? But I just hope that she's still on 2020 because, that's my crime show.
That's your jam. Yeah. I'm kind of like you, Princess. I honestly was like, it happens all the time. Like, they just got busted. I mean, and not, not condoning it because, like you said, they both were married, whatever. But is it? I don't know. Is it worth their careers? Yeah. There were some pictures that came out just yesterday where they were spotted like holding hands, and at one point you jumped up on him, and they look happy. They're like, okay, it's like cool.
If they had been single, would we have even cared?
Right.
They weren't married to other people, and then especially when her husband was high profile. You know what I mean? I don't know who his wife was, but it's like if they had been single, would have been like, oh, wedding shower for TJ Amy or whatever. We celebrate it. They found love. But
K-Cee, what do you think? Should they have been let go?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's just like most corporate America situations. There are policies about fraternizing and and internal situations. And I think another thing that probably happened, it took so long, probably because, like I said, they were anchors, and their contracts probably had so many clauses in them, for them to be. On top of that, like you said, now these rumors are coming out, probably because by them both being anchors and them being in the position that they were, like I said, they were probably divas in their own right, and also thought that they were Teflon to where do whatever we want, and because we are the face of this show, they're not going to get rid of us,
right?
But when things but at the same time, with NBC and their situation is, well, we can't be sitting here trying to have a show and try to have these moral clauses, and you guys don't adhere to the moral clause, and on top of that, especially when you guys are here reporting about other people getting divorces and all this, and that's part of what the show is about, talking about, entertainment. And all of a sudden you all become the story.
Right.
And it puts us in a situation where now we're having to defend you. And that's not, and that you never put the company ever in a situation where you're having to back the company in a corner. Brand is going to always be the brand, and they were actually the brand and not the company. And I agree with Anthony. What I think what's going to probably happen, they let them go. It's going to be the same thing as Billy Bush, right? You remember Billy Bush got he got let go after the whole Donald Trump and And now he's back on TV on the same show.
Yep.
He's back
I
on that.
don't know, though. I don't know.
But they had to sit him down for a while to let the whole thing blow over.
I don't think they'll be back on GMA. I think they'll be back. But it's gonna be somewhere else.
Yeah. And they'll be back, and they'll probably be back like they'll be back separately in different, on different shows.
Or maybe they'll do their own show. I mean, it could be kind of cute.
But the main thing is right now they're too hot for anyone to, touch.
Yeah.
So it's just like Billy Bush. They have to let that whole thing kind of, simmer over after a year and a half or 2 years, and then they'll, reemerge on, because at the end of the day, even though they got let go, it's not like they broke because they have a severance package in place.
They get a severance package, although, depending on what the spouses do, half of it's going to be going to them. Yeah. But they're not going to be broke. They're like, hey, we're going to just enjoy some freedom for a while. We don't have to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Obviously, they're going to replace the two. Anybody come to mind you could see? I was thinking about it. Nobody's coming to my mind right now. Princess, can you think of anybody?
No, I mean, whoever's there now, just let them ride it.
Let them ride it.
To be honest, I didn't know either Amy or TJ until they were on GMA 3.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
yeah.
It's not like, hey, let's get somebody cool in there. It's the third hour or whatever,
Did they bring, who was that that brought in Roxy Diaz? Was that?
Oh, they did already? I gotta be honest, I don't watch GMA. I used to, but I stopped watching them a few years back, honestly.
I think they brought her in.
I think it's the Today Show that brought in Roxy.
Yeah.
Oh, today? Oh, okay.
Today was.
Okay.
And people kind of like was
I think it was Today that brought in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it'd be interesting. I think they'll replace at least one of them, maybe, because usually that's what they do. They replace folks, or they'll have a few people kind of try them out, see if they, people like them. I'm interested to see. I know they'll both land on their feet, and although not the ideal situation, sometimes things happen. You end up falling for somebody, and I just hope that it works out for all parties.
Yeah.
Involved. So last question. We talked about Beyonce and high ticket prices. I've already told you who I would spend $1,000 on. I'll say $1,000. I'll leave it at that. I don't know, 6,000, man. If it's $6,000, I better be meeting Michael. I better be like, backstage access, pictures, the whole nine. Having a meal with them, I don't know. But who K-Cee would you? Well, so many famous people. That's not a fair question to ask you, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If you didn't know all these famous people, who would you actually pay $1,000 or more to go see in concert?
Would I pay $1,000 or more?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying $1,000 to see nobody because first of all, because I'm in the industry, it's not that I don't respect everyone's craft.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that I got bills.
Okay, but what if you had it? What if you had it and bills? You have to choose somebody. Like who just you're like, oh, that's my favorite artist in the world, whatever. I would pay that much to see them.
Well, but you know what? I look at it like this. I don't think those prices are that bad because when you look at the lowest ticket price right now for the Super Bowl is $5,000.
No way.
So for some people that are not sports fanatics but entertainment fanatics,
yeah,
paying $2,500 or $3,000 for a Beyonce, that's their Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a once in a lifetime performance opportunity.
I hadn't thought about that.
So for them, $500 or $5,000 that's the same as one Super Bowl ticket.
That's a good analogy, K-Cee.
And that's the lowest Super Bowl ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is also overpriced, though.
Way overpriced.
I think, we feed the machine. You feed the machine when you charge that much money and people buy it, then it's like, well, then I can do it.
And all you get is a stick. You don't get nothing more, right? You just $5,000 just to be there.
Yeah. Then eventually 7,000 starts sounding like a deal. What? No.
But to answer your question, if I had to pay that type of money, I don't mind paying that if it's a festival.
Like a lot of artists,
because you have some festivals that cost that.
Yeah.
You have multiple artists that that you want to see that are like, if it's a festival and they had here's my star lineup. If I'm paying $1,000 or $1,500, per ticket, because I can't go by myself. I got to take my beautiful wife with me.
Aww. So you're shelling out about $3,000.
Yeah, so we shelling out about $3,000. Well, it's gonna be more than that because you still got to do a hotel.
Oh, that's right.
But if it's a festival and that festival has Earth, Wind and Fire, Michael McDonald, Chicago, who else? Steve Perry, on that, and it's a festival like that are like all my favorite artists.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is worth me paying that because I'm gonna see the best of the best, and to me that's a dream scenario. So if it's a festival, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, Princess, what would be a star lineup for you? What would be like the ultimate concert?
So now, Brahman just obviously named a bunch of our mutual faves. So if I was to put a different festival, slightly different, I would be going on.
Wake up, Anthony.
I would go on the Sade tip.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, George Michael is no longer with us, but his smooth stuff, Jill Scott, Maxwell, and Sting. I would totally love something that's chill like that, like say at the Gorge. Shoot.
That sounds like a good concert.
Yeah. Ooh.
That would be something I would go to.
I did see Sade in concert. It was like, I want to say like 20. She was here at the Paramount like 2013, 24. It was a long time ago.
Was she really? I saw her at where was it? At the Key in
the arena.
It was in 2000.
Okay. Yeah, she was and I just remember we had the best seats and she was just I was starstruck. She was glowing. Like she was so beautiful, so poised, just flawless head to toe. Except for she had lipstick on her teeth. That's how close we were. And it was driving me nuts because I'm like, nobody told her she had lipstick on her teeth. And it was a lot too. It wasn't just like, so of course, anyway. But from that, it was a phenomenal concert. Okay, Anthony, all-star lineup.
All-star lineup. It's going to be a blend of everything. We're going to have LL Cool J, Wu-Tang Clan. We're going to have Sade, The Police. We're going to have the original Guns N' Roses lineup.
Good Lord, you're all over the place.
We're going to have exactly. I told you it's going to be an all-star jam band.
That audience is going to be real interesting.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean they have those.
Yep.
It's called Bumbershoot.
Yeah.
But
they don't even do Bumbershoot anymore.
Yeah, Bumbershoot's
gone. Called Woodstock. It's called Bonnaroo. They have those festivals. They have the Roots and the Police, and
Yeah.
Bill Scott, and, Eric, what's his name?
All the different people. Erykah Badu. Yeah.
I'm gonna have Jay-Z. I'm gonna have Jay-Z. I'm gonna have Marsha Ambrosia, Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak. The Weeknd will probably make a cameo appearance at some point.
I'm gonna say, The Weeknd gotta be somewhere up in there. The Weeknd, Usher. I'd love to see Usher in concert. I've never seen him in concert. I like a lot of his songs.
He was okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw him in concert? It was okay? Oh no.
Speak on it, babe. I mean, he didn't perform.
And that when was this? Like, was this recent?
Oh yeah, we saw him on the Tom Joyner cruise.
Oh really?
Yeah, he and Alicia Keys and Frankie Beverly Mays, Kim.
There were a lot of people, but Usher point. His music is cool, right?
Yeah.
And he can dance and sing and all that. But it's he kind of phoned it in.
He was doing this. Like,
oh, that makes me mad. Let the audience sing. No. I did not pay to hear. No.
Sing it.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
It's at least bust the move. It's you got me doing all the work, bro.
He's on roller skates at his Vegas show. On the clips I saw, he's roller skating and doing a whole,
But like the old saying, look, I came to see a show, not be a show.
Yeah, I don't know. If I pay all that money that they charge and we're singing it, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I always said that's when artists, they must be tired. So they let them sing, let the audience sing the slides. Anyway, all right, we're almost out of time. This has been fun as always. All music today, but I love music. So it was a good show. Always good to be with my peeps. Can't wait to see them soon and see New Edition in concert. Yes. Memphis shenanigans again.
New Edition, Key Sweat,
and Tank.
Tank.
Yeah, Tank.
I thought it was Guy.
And Guy.
Tank.
And
Guy is on there.
I thought it was Guy.
Yes.
Tank is gonna be opening up, so it's gonna probably be Tank.
Oh.
Then Guy. Then Key Sweat, and then New Edition.
I know.
That's a nice lineup, though.
I know. Tank is all right. I don't really. I mean,
that's when we're gonna go get our drinks.
That's when we're gonna go get our drinks because I can pass on Tank.
Yeah, we'll still be parking the car.
We're going to get our nachos.
Right, you get some nachos and a glass of wine. But I'm very excited. New Edition, of course. Now Keith Sweat. Let's just hope he's he's not wobbling like I've been seeing this footage lately where he's got a drink in hand and he's doing all this, and I'm like, Keith, what's going on? Put that Henny down, like, well, yeah.
They got him twisted.
They got him twisted. People commenting, online like, oh, he's got that Henny in his hand again. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be an amazing show. Before we go, Princess, where can we find all of your spectacular Traveler's Guide to Venus and Mars podcasts?
Well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Traveler's Guide to Venus and Mars with Princess Robin on 8 podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Anchor. I'm blanking on some of them now, but 8 of them. So you like me to hit it.
I'm gonna count them down.
Me and hubby, Kurt K-Cee Clayton, my producer.
Yeah.
Producer extraordinaire. All right. K-Cee.
Yo.
What you up to?
Actually, a lot going on. Been working on several productions, doing some stuff with my guy Glenn Jones. We've been doing. We just finished doing a couple of dates with him and Mickey Howard, and then we got to do a few more. Still doing going out with Confunction. Go on confunctionusa.com for their tour schedule.
Nice.
Getting Howard Hewitt up and running on some new stuff as well, and getting prepared for some other productions. So just stay tuned and, just try to stay busy.
When is Howard coming to the Northwest? That's what I want to know.
I asked him that same thing.
You know what?
Nobody invites him.
We have been trying to get Jazz Alley.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we have been even trying to pitch was like do like him and say like a Glenn Jones or a Karen White or something.
Oh yeah.
Just to, up there, although, we want to see it, a lot of venues are not familiar with a lot of the, the R&B artists, so they don't take the same value in them.
Oh.
When Confunction first played there, of course, they put us in the middle of the week because they wasn't sure if we were going to sell or not.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, Confunction did it for low money just to get into the room. And then we saw, oh, hey, these people actually have a following.
Mm-hmm.
Started saying, oh, let's put them in regular rotation, and we get the nice summer slots now, and but we're still working on it. We're still trying to get Howard up there. I want to get Glenn up there.
Nice.
Want to get several other artists up there. So
right on.
Working on it.
All right, Aunt. Did you freeze?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. So we got a little twist going on with our show because we're bored with 90 Day now. So, I mean, it's just gotten to the point where it's the same same types of couples, sometimes same couples, same drama, new, country, whatever. So we're going to be doing some Love After Lockup because that has gotten very interesting.
Yeah.
And some other shows coming up. So we kind of want to, there's so much good TV between Netflix, Hulu, regular TV, so on, that Anthony and I are always talking about these shows. Hey, did you see this documentary? Did you see this is coming up? Did you see this, biopic, whatever? And I was like, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's just mix it up. And so so we're gonna start just as we watch all these shows that we watch. I literally have a notepad with all my shows written down. We're gonna start talking about those.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So our show, we're currently retooling it right now.
Indeed. All right. Well, that's about all. Until next time, next month. First of the month. And actually, since we will be in Memphis next month, I think we're gonna have to stream live from the concert. We're gonna have to do that because it's just gonna be fun. So because if you're here in the Northwest, you won't see New Edition unless you travel like we're doing. We are blessed enough to have friends in different places. And so
Memphis, the water's warm. Not today, but
that's right. But it's when it warms up a little bit.
Icy.
Yeah,
it's not icy.
Yeah, this Saturday it'll be 60.
It'll be warm.
That's all right. I'll just I gotta get my ice skates back out. No. Yeah. All right, peeps. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
K-Cee Soul, baby.